hinabeka miaro miara endo miaro miara ejumeyidia hinabeye miaro miara endo miaro miara obreyitibo hinabebo miaro miara endo miaro miara Asemi besini kwemwa miara Asemi miara Asemi besini kwemwa miara Ejina besini kwemwa miara Obrai besini kwemwa miara Miara Endo miara Asemi besini kwemwa miara Asemi miara Sina besini kwemwa Obrai besini kwemwa miara Endo miara
Sawuti Konkoya Natrasa Samaba Rise of freedom fighters Rise of freedom fighters
Sound
Rise and take your stance again
Sight
Rise of freedom fighters
Sound
Rise and take your stance again
Story
See you fights and run away. Let's the fight another day.
Sight
Rise of freedom fighters.
Sound
Rise and take your stance again.
Story
See you fights and run away.
God is our fighter.
Africa iyo siyelele mama iyo siyelele mama iyo siyelele mama nabaya khala ubisiluphelile
God is our fighter.
Africa iyo siyelele mama iyo siyelele mama iyo.
Yes, of course. A very good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Yes, the name, of course, is Dr. Ren. Enidimwa Uba Nwashe video no. And 1966. Today, exactly 1966, the 24th of February, 1966, and you too, Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Nabain Egu ye. Na mibisa say, you too Nabain Egu ye. Fast forward, Ghana it is saying, is the black man still capable of managing his own affairs? And then come on, you know, and come on, Mudoso. We'll be fortunate to get a special guest. I'll be joining me. His name is Mr. Kitson. Yosin. You be call now. Your name is Mr. Kitson. I'll continue in Komo. Mr. Kitson, are you ready? There, you're going to good in Komo. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Ren, and how are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good, sir. You're looking sharp and smart as always.
Oh, goodness me. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Kitson, hey, nice. Now, for the purpose of those who don't know you, just a little bit of introduction to when I was across the globe, you know.
Well, thank you. Good evening. Kit Yosen is my name, and I'm the chairperson for the Progressive People's Party United Kingdom chapter. And I'm also a member of the National Committee of my political party, PPP, Progressive People's Party in Ghana.
Hey, I PPP need my main fan Shasi Day. Martin there PPP for in such a I don't know if it is true. Why some new elections be so I could do, sorry could do. If you can bet much mukakra. It be mumposi PPP no crowd wegu.
Oh, PPP Ongu Kra, because the general elections occurred just 2020 in Ukraine. After that, we really have to retire a bit, and while we are watching the scenes on the ground, and regroup. We have regrouped, and we are in preparation towards 2024 general elections. But as politics, I mean, it's a big job. In politics, it's a very big job. One assumes that you got chance to rule a country, or a Juma Kasip Papa. And so we use the principle of being in silence is dignity, and we try to go down to our drawing board and plan strategically. So that's why we are doing day to day, hour by hour, and all that, while at the same time we are looking around Ghana and see what the current government is doing and where it is taking us. We are getting stronger and stronger by the day.
PPP, but let me just, divert a little bit. Today, yes, Supreme Court of Ghana, often banking sector and sensemi, GN Bank and sensemi. Today, Supreme Court, no, what the one final decision about? Is that the case?
Yeah, they will make it official. Then everybody would get to know about it. Yes, it's the case. But the action were very open, so that becomes very public. I only ever started there and say I can want some, because the way Ugu, Dr. Papa Kwesin into being our flag bearer, the businesses, we know that it was politically manipulated, and so we had to be relaxed, because Dr. Indom is a very strategic planner, and so he took things cool, knowing very well that somebody who is a presidential material, he has taken everything in his stride, and by the grace of God, things are opening up from day to day. The bank so good now, he maintains those branches. Cars, you could see some pictures. Cars is supposed to be rotten day by day all over the place. We have hope that in the end we shall come back again. All the banks will be opened, and the business will be as usual.
Now, Mama there was a Supreme Court Dr. Indum, GN Bank, no Udin Kunim. Now they were asking the government of Ghana should go and pay judgment debt to the GN Bank. And people are wondering there, why is this the media not taking up this story? Because GN Bank, no, a lot of huge customer base, over 1 million or so. The GN Bank was employing over 3,000 staff, men and women. Now, see good news like that. Why is the government delaying in paying the judgment debt so that, you know, the GM Bank will have their money so that they can also reorganize and also ensure that one customer base and also will get their fair share of the money that they saved in the bank?
Thank you so much. That's a wonderful question. GN Bank or the group Indom has won its case. And I know the government's own lawyers will make a judgment in there. The banks will cruising down. It was a mistake. It was an error. One more award, 174 million Ghana cedis. They have not paid yet. They are playing some delay tactics. They have not paid. And not only that, there are more and more awards are also coming. His own lawyers, no one for say, Madam for 1 year. Because Dr. Mr. Numado Nankasa, Ekufado. Nankasa the judges know what judge case, which is good. It's not PPP or NDC judges, it's NPP judges. Over there are some what is the papa? It's not right. Koblen Dufour also is the same. It's also in the same league. Ghanaians now we are being treated like that when we've got Standard Chartered Bank, which is about 131 years old in Ghana, and Barclays Bank, which is 125 years old in Ghana, foreign banks and Nigerian banks and all that. But Ghanaian banks, you want to kill them off because they are your fellow Ghanaians. Only very serious problem, Dr. Ren. We've got a massive problem in Ghana.
A massive problem no. Now, and 24th February 1966. Was Sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah with two now by any GUI. With two Dr. Kwame Nkrumah now by any GUI, no. Fast forward. Young shadow the corner of father would two Dr. Kwame Nkrumah now by any GUI. Was it the right in its direction and now?
Yeah, I would. Quite honestly, I would have said, well, I mean, every change is necessary. All right. So if some people feel there must be change, go ahead and do it. But if you change it, make it reasonable. Because no one is living forever anyway. And therefore, when the change came, we were all stunned. We were all shocked. Ghanaians were shocked because the guy was doing a good job. Look at the guy, I mean, Dr. Nkrumah and his Convention People's Party. They were doing a good job. Massive strides in Ghana. Look at the the electricity, dam. No, atomic reactor, senior completion. So many schools are also Ghana. Within a short period of time, the guy had a plan. He had a plan before independence. He had a plan immediately after independence. Started all this development, this adjustment. So many hundreds of secondary schools, universities, KNUST, University College of Cape Coast. We only had Gold Coast University, which is now Legon. But under English government was a giant. Nkrumah went above that, and they created two big universities as well. So we had three top universities: Kumasi, Legon, and Cape Coast. And on and on. I mean, the villages, areas, people have secondary schools in and Nkrumah made sure he provided secondary schools in all those areas within a short period of time. The guy was there for only 9 years, 1957 to 1966. Only 9 years. CCR MPP, the main contender against CPP, they are more than 15 years in power. Kwame Nkrumah had only 9. Look at so many factors Nkrumah put in place. Kofi Busia, when he came, Professor Kofi Busia.
Yeah, Busia no. Yeah, Baba Buzia no one. I am taking one at a time. Maybe then come on why do. Yeah, Baba Buzia no because we there. If fire or Buzia no. Not there. If you Kwame Nkrumah in the space of 9 years now. Well, so we to Lumpa. The person now after Kwame Nkrumah no, should have breaking the record of Kwame Nkrumah by ensuring that the development will be massive than what Kwame Nkrumah gave us. But then no. Them na oti nechere if in someone or kodo nechere mu de and then no those things no from Kwame Nkrumah overthrow no the question a lot of people are asking is was it good, was it better, those that ensured that Kwame Nkrumah was overthrown no and then Kofa Oribusa question Oribusa there after Kwame Nkrumah's overthrow a free fan won obey. If you're free for the government and some of them UP tradition, would you say that Nkrumah overthrown by UP tradition, was something that was too early without having the understanding what Nkrumah was trying to achieve for our country?
No, Dr. Ren, as it is there, Nkrumah was starting. He had a lot of opposition. I mean, UP, which is now called New Patriotic Party. They were the main opposition to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. But because Nkrumah was doing a good job together with this political party, UP tried to destabilize Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and his government. They were, instead of rendering good opposition in parliament for the job to get on, as Mr. Keir Starmer is doing against Boris Johnson. Valid and sensible criticisms so that Mr. Johnson will correct himself from day to day. That's the job of opposition. Opposition is also in government. Provided the criticisms are valid and reasonable and fair. That's what I expected Dr. Buzia and JB Dankwa, Obeche Bilamtes to have done. But then they have some degree of bitterness in them. There, we want to even kill Nkrumah at all costs, by all means. In those days, I was very young, but they were throwing bombs. They were throwing bombs against Kwame Nkrumah, CPP.
That Kwame Nkrumah then.
They want to finish him and take over. That's all. They wanted to kill him and take charge of Ghana. But Nkrumah was a very special person. Seriously, he was a trained professional politician, Kwame Nkrumah. He studied that in a university. He was not a lawyer like most people who were in those days. He was not just an ordinary lawyer. He had pocket lawyers in Ghana. Muko school, they trained me in law. If you study in United Kingdom, you do law by all means, unless you don't do any strong course. We do law by all means. At least principles of English law, we do. But we have a degree of a knowledge of law in our system. But then NPP, they were trying to bomb and kill him. So there were so many treason trials. And each case, we are by the grace of God, know what you want. And people who were trying to bomb Nkrumah, they finish him. So many things. The Buzi and Alapo, he had to run away from Ghana at that time. I think in 1959. He had to run away into exile because bombs wanted to know reasonable.
Jinawa kakana me video be trail. Them MPP for now those days no wanted to bomb no. And yes. Them MPP for so once work acquire polling station abato. Yan shemo worry. Mr. Kate, as American, from you penny time and water to bombs in na still in this 2022 no. Unjai them subano.
Unjai them subano. That place looks like Ukraine. Video be a war-torn area. What's it as it was in the beginning? It's now the same thing is prevailing today. It's saddened. And Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah GC one. The leaders of Africa, the leaders of black race, you know, look at them. This is a witness. From 1950s, you know, still 1950s, long ago. They are still doing it even in 2022. It's a great shame. As compared to Nkrumah, what two bombs against him. Now, bombs be over tried what to be. No, watch one. No, treason trial. So I grew up by knowing that a treason trial is a trial for people who try to overthrow CPP. That's what I knew. So it's not good. Those days, I didn't even understand the word treason. The way I understood it, before people would take over Nkrumah means treason. You know, it was not good. Well, the same thing they did. Up to God knows 1962 or thereabouts, you know, Nkrumah wants to Maurice Yamiogo, Upper Volta, you know, Upper Volta, which is the next point in the top of Ghana, Upper Volta. After that, when he was coming into Ghana, he passed through a place called Kulungugu. Kulungugu, that is, God knows, upper eastern part of Ghana.
Yeah.
The young pioneers were there to welcome him. There's a certain gentleman, or Germany right now, of an Uncle Dangerfield.
Yes.
You've heard about that man, Uncle Dangerfield, was a very young guy.
You got to know about yourself.
Thank you. He was a young guy from Sekindi, a young pioneer, strong one. And he was in part of a group when I welcome Nkrumah back into Ghana. And on one young pioneer girl, one more a bouquet of flowers. The girl looked at flowers, and Dangerfield was next to this girl, presenting the flowers to Sergeant Ford, son of Bombsham. God knows, at least only Jesus Christ. But God knows who placed the bomb in there. That's opposition. Boom, the bomb exploded. And again, on the spot, Uncle Dangerfield was saved by a whisker. That is why Dangerfield don't want to hear anything about MPP. Only MPP Nam Global. Do you understand? You see, that bomb is the bomb 1962 or 63 bomb. No? Is the bomb. The shrapnels they affected his arm. So I think in 30 years time from that time, no, only a cancer of the skin. Conakry, Nkrumah will have been alive for a longer period of time. But at least shrapnels, you know, of affecting, because all the time, no, she's suicide vest anyway. So one kind of chest. This one of me. Oh no, cancer of the skin. No, may you rest in peace. But a Jewish guy here, no, what I expected them to do was to beat Kwame Nkrumah's record, because Buzia, when he left Ghana, he came to exile in the United Kingdom. The job he was doing was campaigning for active funds for overthrow of the government of Ghana. And as children growing up in those days, we now realize that coup d'etat. So why a coup d'etat? You pay the soldiers cash, serious cash, because the chances of they coming back safely, are slim. Nti bi akwa okay you obu wo bachi no executed. Nti wo twu won sika kase ansa na wo makwa ye ku no. Nti kutuka wo hwehwe good marksman like kutuka and Afrifa and a lieutenant general Uncle Kango kutuka and Afrifa no will lead them group no work here military takeover. That's why it succeeded. In fact, they did it at the time Nkrumah was going to Hanoi. When Nkrumah left Ghana, or Ghana, know that the security apparatus had gone down because he went with a vast number of people on the Ghana Airways plane, visitor now what they call Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, we inviting Nkrumah. And so what do China to refuel and all that, that time not cool easy. And the secretary said, oh, come on, come to Conakry. Come to Conakry. Say, Nkrumah, the plane or Conakry. I said, look, I'm making you co-president, not vice. I'm making you a co-president because when you're Kwame Nkrumah, and secretary, when you're president of Guinea, he inspired other African leaders to also win independence for their countries. And the greatest gift was that, or the best way to put it was that French, they are totally different from the English. They couldn't take a joke at all. When Secretary took independence from Paris, they did not take it. They couldn't bear it at all. What they said was that if you have taken independence from us in Paris, then we will remove everything from you. In fact, the Paris government came to Conakry and removed furniture, office furniture, or ministries were fed back to Paris. Light bulbs, electricity, light bulbs, they still, we Paris, French for you, English for you better. Up to now, French for you. That's why an Englishman says, excuse my French. An Englishman knows what he's saying, excuse my French. What would you ask me say? They couldn't take a joke at all. One secretary said, I'm taking independence. My goodness me. Will you want to be our Ukraine? That's why Nkrumah gave them £8 million. The Ghana government gave them £8 million support. No way, mobile. When you want to be you're independence Ghana, it's a British in Yama Accra, the ministries no over for you. What for you? The full ship no to cry. No way, mobile. And they are our brothers. That's why
that explains the reason why that the Guineans, they love Ghana so much because they remember there. Remember what independence from the French, they became very, very destitute.
Very bitter.
And Nkrumah came to their rescue.
He came to their rescue. Because Nkrumah inspired them, you see, the African leaders, he inspired them, come on, go to your bases and take independence. They all learned from Nkrumah. In fact, not only Nkrumah, Tafawa, Belewa, Nigeria, Okotiabo,
Patrice Lumumba.
Lumumba, Lumumba. Republic of Congo and all that, Nkrumah inspired all of them. Savimbi in Southern Africa and all that. And Nkrumah was against the apartheid system in South Africa. Also, free Mandela. When they jailed, they arrested and jailed Mandela. Come on, your British government to try a diplomatic relationship. He broke away from Britain because that he wanted the British and Americans in South Africa to free Mandela. He was fighting for his rights. They couldn't take him, imprisoned him. Nkrumah was bitter, so we were not trading with South Africa. And in Ghana passport, a woman complete there. There are certain countries where you don't have to go as a Ghanaian, including South Africa. There was no way Ghanaian will pass through South Africa because you would need a deal to be. One day, Dr. Ram tell you, one day I went to Victoria, here in London, Victoria Station. It's a long time ago. I'm sure Dr. Ren was not born because that was about 1983, 84. I don't think Dr. Ren was born. I want to buy a pair of socks. Socks are very nice. Nice pair of socks were Victoria Station. So when I came home and I was trying to wear the socks, and I always look at where it was manufactured or produced, Now I'm sure they made in South Africa. At that time, Ghana was not dealing with South Africa. And at the same time, I said, "Look, we are Africans." That's how I grew up. I said, why don't we deal with that? Because the pair of socks was made from South Africa. And I'm so it is good. If fellow Africans can do this, why don't you trade with them? Oh, to be honest with you, Brother Kofu Bishia was going for dialogue with South Africans. Bishia Beno also we should dialogue with South Africans.
Why were we not in better relationship with the South African at that time?
Because of the treatment they give to our fellow blacks inside South Africa. That's why apartheid system, just like USA. There's certain places a black cannot go in South Africa. You can't go there, just like USA. When Nkrumah went there to study, there were places where blacks, you dare not go there, you shoot you. You dare not go there. That's why the civil rights activities were springing up with Kwame Nkrumah, with the Jesse Jackson, with the Martin Luther King, and all the big blacks. They were fighting for their rights. The same thing was happening in South Africa. Our own black country, said Cape Town and Johannesburg, all these big places. No way you cannot go there unless you are in
at that particular time, because the white supremacists are now they were in power in South Africa. The blacks were oppressed, and so Ghanaians could not travel to South Africa, and that was the reason why Nkrumah and co were trying to necessitate some peace for the freedom of Nelson Mandela.
Yes, of course. I mean, not that Ghanaians really want to go there. They treated our brothers and sisters bad. So we had no diplomatic relationship with them. And see, Ghana passport, and I've got an old passport somewhere. Do not travel to. This is not valid for South Africa. It was clear in there.
Because at that time, Abrofno, they will maltreat you like the way they were maltreating the Zulus and those South Africans at that time. Was it the reason why the South Africans were traveling on the Ghanaian passport? They had to come to Ghana and were able to travel on Ghanaian passport just to
you have raised a very important point. Number one, the reason we did not want to have anything to do with South Africa is because they treated our own blacks like that. The only blacks that were allowed into South African big cities, were the servants, those who went there to serve. And in fact, they went there from Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday. Then off a train, one more train to go into their God knows homelands. So Friday evening, by this time, they will get on the train to go to their homelands. Monday morning, then they bring them back into South African cities to serve. They treated us. They treated us like slaves, our brothers and sisters like slaves. For that we know. That's why we hated it. Why Nkrumah, he was a human rights activist himself. And see, we had no diplomatic relationship with South Africa. We didn't. We didn't.
Not today. At that time, because of the treatment, I know what they before now South African or advice say them Ghanaian be and travel in South Africa. Because they before now and all treat blacks, but I have the white supremacists, one and all treat Abrofo very bad. Was it the reason why it gave birth to freedom fighters like Patrice Lumumba, the Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, for them to add their voice for the total independence of African state, and also in 1963 somewhere in May, calling for the unification of the African countries.
Yes, all this is part of it, because that way you're fighting for independence. You could just imagine you're fighting for independence. Now our brothers, we used to call them Afro-Americans. They came to Ghana for our independence.
Du Bois, Muna,
George Padmore, W.F. Du Bois, and Stokely Carmichael, Jesse Jackson, and Martin Luther King, top African Americans from USA. They came to Accra to observe the independence. When J.B. Dankwa, Obechi Bilamte, Kofi Aberfa Busia, one baby, one Kobe, one called independence celebration. Because
why was it so?
They sent a delegation to Westminster that Ghana, Gold Coast was not ready. We were not ready for independence. It's more for independence in my hand. But people for them away. And see independence celebrations, they were not part of it. Even though these Afro-Americans and other people came to Ghana to join us to celebrate our independence day. One baby. They were so
that means that they were not even in support of us gaining the independence. Then how come are they saying that they are the founders of Ghana?
That's very interesting. Very interesting. Even God, if Yakupon Cross and Buffon, that's so wrong. Even God would be upset with them. I'm telling you seriously. They did not. They boycotted the independence. NPP. They boycotted Ghana's independence. They didn't want to know what's that. We are not ready. We are not ready to rule ourselves around. But they'll come and say, listen, black man was capable of running his own affairs. The white man must go. Just said that. They should have left on by 4th of March 1944. The Gold Coast. They did not. That is why in Nkrumah independence now, you see the date 6th March 1957. 6th March 1957. It's not a special date for us because Fancy chiefs now Gold Coast, Cape Coast is Central Regional. I want to know about it how when negotiated them, my friend. Let us do a deal. You have been colonizing us for all these years, but for 100 years now, we will agree that you rule us. But at that time, after the expiration of the 100 years, go back to UK. You know what was signing. Fancy chiefs, was signing. Not Englishmen was signing. That's all.
That was when the Jacob Sinse Kwawaboyi facilitated for Ghanaians to travel through Nigeria to come and meet the Queen to ensure or ended them slave trade Nazi so that Ghana can gain independence. There must have very case to do.
Oh, very case to do. Yeah, because they pay for you know what about who could you know the way? Was you to know the way? And then I say, well, that's why they built forts in the seaside. Elmina Castle, Cape Coast Castle. If you remember, they put all these forts. Well, unfortunately, what slaves, to Liberia. Then from there to USA. To go and work on the plantations and all that. They needed a manpower to do that. This is slaves, but Africa, over slaves. The slaves know what she built for Nigeria, what not, and they assembled them at Liberia, Monrovia, port of entry, taking off point. So what you in Ghana, they will see fort war. It's what you want from northern Ghana, Ashanti region, whatever the Wabes assemble or Cape Coast Castle. You know the castle.
Yes, point of no return.
Yes. So you know, this is what I mean. What do you have?
Mr. Wilson, Mr. Kitsine, you made a point today. During the 1957, the 6th of March, when we gained independence, because my information revealed to me there, around that time, Kufuor's parent flew Kufuor to come to United Kingdom in 1957. You are also saying there, at that time, Buzi and Azini, they were in Ghana, but they never joined the celebration because they had sent delegation and letters to the prime minister then.
They should stop our independence because we were not ready for it. That them no work at and people work at your British government, Westminster, but they brushed that aside because they knew that.
So why are they saying that they are the founders, the founding fathers of our country?
Or that's misuse or misunderstanding of the English language.
Another history now, or distort now. In other words, it's some history or a child history. Because
what's the son? They meant what they were saying, but they did not know. Oh, yeah. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. They didn't understand what they were saying. Now, you agree the bond of 1844
yes.
signed on 6 March. That time Papa will go school, but they were able to communicate with the English people. Fanti Confederacy.
Yes, the Fanti Confederation.
Police Rights Protection Society. John Mensa Banum Nazi in painful Papa from Central Region and other parts of Ghana. So what in painful watch up our sign. The chiefs want to one side would you call the thumbprint those days. You understand? I mean, now, big contract for 100 years. NPP, because of political dispensation, God knows what, because they lost the election against Nkrumah, Goko's time, they were so bitter. And wherever Nkrumah went, he won. Because that man was a charismatic guy figure. Old baby and the whole Ghana was supporting Ashanti region. NPP stronghold, Nkrumah Okumino. Okumino, Proposition was his command there. Jan Tuanum. You got some
Jan Tuanum,
Proposition also. And so when Nkrumah in there, my goodness, Nkrumah was a jewel everywhere.
It can't be there. The reason why there was 6 March, for the purpose of education, was because of the bond of 1844, 6 March, when the Fanti signed.
Absolutely. That is the date we signed the bond
of 1844,
signed on 6th March.
1844. The Fanti chiefs and the British government then signed the bond of 1844.
The 100 years term, won't go back, no more colonialization. Go back to your country. That's simple.
So that means that Nkrumah had to ensure that what happened in the 6th March 1844 was something that is being repeated since we gained independence in 1957. Let's make sure that celebration will be done in 6 March, so that Abakwa Assembly history will remind us that this is where we are coming from.
Thank God. That's what it is. Nkrumah was a strategist. Number one, he was a smart guy, a strategist, and you couldn't beat him. He was a politician. In fact, he was the only politician amongst them. When he came back to Cape Coast, to Gold Coast, what happened? Then this guy studied in the USA and came through London. Campaign recommending
London School of Economics. So almost no Kobe.
Yeah. And see, no, Trafalgar Square, they did freedom for Africa, not just Ghana. Freedom for Africa, colonialism.
The Trafalgar Square now, demonstration they could down with Britain now, and suddenly on your easy. That was where Nkrumah was launching his freedom for Ghana in the midst of Abafon.
Yeah, Abafon was run.
Wow.
But so Jina any part Oxford Street as a black person. Let's say you are giving some valid lecture. They come and listen to you, professors and whatnot. They come and listen to you. They won't bash you. Just as Nkrumah had the edge, because those days, that was the center of attraction. Trafalgar Square, Leicester Square area, or political grounds. From Nicaragua, from Colombia, from whatnot, or what you go and blow your top there. You know what I mean? If people listen to you, you are a champion. Nkrumah had a megaphone, called the Independence for Africa. The colonialism must end. Independence for Africa, This is a guy, you can't just shoot him. Trafalgar Square, I want to know what you know.
Oh, no, those days, That was the
You know,
days. I said, if you're a corrupt politician, they take you there and then they will hang you. And
they will hang you.
That's it.
So Nkrumah was at the right place, making the right noises, and the people were listening. He attracted a lot from all over the world.
Where were these people? The JB Danquez, the Akwa Jays, the JB Danquez, the Euphoria-ters, the Kufuados. Where were they? Where were they?
They believe Nkrumah was a riffraff. It's in Kwasiadibin oil, but they do ignore that idiot. That idiot, he became a champion of them all. Not only Africans, Gold Coast people, of Africans as well. Because he's the first guy.
Why were they thinking that Nkrumah was just?
Yes, good question. Because these were the guys who were wearing 3-piece suits in Accra, woolen suits, just because they are lawyers. A shoe was a suit to have heavy serious time in Accra because they were lawyers. True, they were big for the elite. So the small boy now, poor boy now, walk from Finland and Ben. I don't know about you when
So Nkrumah was right when he said that this particular clique of people, were the ones that sold the destiny of our country to the colonial masters.
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. You see, he was the odd one out. Well, he was a poor guy. He was not a rich guy. JB Dankwemi, always Singapore. Cocoa farmers, the way Singapore. Yes, you can both in those days. Where Singapore? Oh, so you can't compare yourself to them. That's fine. But then, Grant too was there.
The Zimmerman Grant.
Zimmerman, okay. In fact, he was the richest of them all in the UGCC. But he was not a political material. He supported the cause for political independence with his cash. And when you go to Takwa too, there's an Zimmerman there called Mr. Aka Watson.
The Watson family, or what Takwa?
Aka Watson is look at this guy. They supported Nkrumah. The support Akawa to go born the US. He came to the arms of Grant, JB Dankwa and all the top guys of UGCC because they say that Gold Coast boy is good. Yanka Fankang for the cause, the fight for independence, which is the right thing to do. But the uncle Kwame Nkrumah, old man Kwame Nkrumah, do what? The agenda was straightforward. They also one, independence now. Number two, the white man must go. That is what the the big guys in the UGCC did not understand. Also, Nkrumah, Siabote, Boko, also Boko Bianyum, Abute Bianyum. Nkrumah had gone to United States of America to see how the white man was treating the black man. Do you understand? Well, coaching come to UK before you want to back to Gold Coast. Also, to hell with you. Just let them get away. We can run our own affairs, and it's a fact.
So that means that Nkrumah had to ensure that spirit of, for better word, the black man was nobody. That non-entity spirit. Nkrumah had to overcome that. To ensure that he now will believe in himself that, look, my people, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs because of what he has seen and the life I have him.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right, there, ma, you are in your family home. You are of age. And your girlfriend, and you know, your mother can treat you the same way he was treating you before you met your girlfriend. Or your mother must respect you. You can handle your own family. Do you understand? That's what Nkrumah was saying. He was not being rude. He said the black man was capable of running his own affairs, which is true. Okay, you saw how the black people were being treated. Look at them. But you they were in assassinations and all that. Why? When we were capable of running our own affairs. It didn't end there. We had a boxer in Ghana called Roy Ankra. He was a featherweight. He was beating everybody. No, but wasn't about UK. Now, what plenty was a few all these things are there. Look at
Nkrumah nso also no de safu jemfi no na ade or ensure that safu jemfi they will come and then blast us and seminar ade. So that means Nkrumah himself, he was also an inspirer. That is a mark of a leader who inspire his people.
His people, absolutely. See, the difference was that because he was a politician, political science student, different from the lawyers. They are gentlemen, big suit, no problem. And Nkrumah was for a different kettle of fish. You know what I mean? He called a spade a spade. Oh, they want the one call. Your problem, I will come and consult you, but we are capable of running our own affairs. They didn't have a problem, but our own blacks, from MPP, they make matters worse. But at the end of the day, when they sent a delegation to UK Parliament to tell them that they should suspend our independence, they didn't bother them.
You mean the UP tradition wanted our independence to be suspended?
They sent delegation to here, Westminster Parliament. They want suspending independence because Gold Coast people, we were not capable of running, of managing our affairs. What do you want to?
From Kwame Nkrumah, the spirit of betrayal, or what them MPP funimo.
What tradition? Oh, what's here take time? I mean, when Nkrumah went back to Gold Coast, what happened? When they invited him to join them to fight for our independence, he went with a message. Even though they bought his ticket to get on a ship to go, it does not mean that you got to walk over him. Also, he spoke his mind. That's the greatest thing about Nkrumah. Also, Madam Fu, Muma, let the white man go. Also say, oh, we'll see about Boko. No, Nkrumah said, no, Boko, Sambianum. Let them go. 100 years is past. Dr. Ran, I said in a statement I made yesterday there, somewhere early in the mid-1990s, Namurko Accra, on a Ghana Airways flight. That time watch Ghana man be. In fact, let me put me. But the Ghana man be plane. Now handcuff Janissa. Now in between two British police. One woman, one man. Oh, person also say so also handcuff on a big one. Do you understand? I mean, so that the man cannot run away. Oh, and see, in between the Ghanaian man was a better, and then these two police also be a hunger or bonus against the man. And I'm some corner of the window. I'm saying, no, this one there, I go to show that I'm Kitios, and also I'm a trade unionist. I'm a human rights activist myself. No, politely. Excuse me, is there any problem here? That's what you mean. No, this guy is in handcuffs against you. No, you don't want to. He's the same man. What's going on? Oh, but you don't know our issues be if you can for watching immigration for watching. Fine, but you were playing. Oh, and what one moment then we because in case of emergency now, all of you will have a problem.
Yes.
That's an emergency on the flight. And so like you losing the handcuffs. I said, no, it doesn't make sense. They didn't take notice of what I was saying, but at least I made my position clear to them. After all, no, watching out if you no, yeah, that is just a treatment, what man. Do you know what Nkrumah want to see in the USA? It's worse. USA, you see a black man on the wood and let you cry. No, we're gonna shooting dead. Nobody says anything until quite recently was started to really punish people who kill black people. Those days, come on, it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. They're bringing back black person or US especially. It wasn't a big deal. Oh, but Nkrumah went through, he saw all those things when he was in the USA himself. So also he made friends with all the right kind of Afro-Americans. George Padmore, or Padmore Road.
Yeah, Padmore Road.
If you meet here, the next road is a Padmore Road, George Padmore. Kwame Nkrumah, he did well. He was inspired by the teachings of Marcus Garvey. But Marcus Garvey inspired all these people. I'm gonna catch all these Americans. Marcus Garvey inspired them. The word black star in Ukraine, we got it from Marcus Garvey. Oh no, it's a black star in the bay. The old song. Now Nkrumah used that.
The Jamaican Marcus Garvey.
Yes, he's the one. He inspired all the slave kids. Nankasa was a slave kid. He inspired them. So the people were so convinced and so inspired that hey, this young man from Africa, okay, vision like that, let us support him to go and do miracles in Africa.
If Marcus Garvey and Nkrumah learned it from him there. If Marcus Garvey can be, self-sufficient, successful, a businessman. That means that if given the chance now, the black man is also capable of also managing his own affairs.
It was started by Marcus Garvey. He has an it's good. The truth is only one. You see, when all these guys, even big guys here, they looked up to the instincts of Marcus Garvey. And Nkrumah naturally was also there, So he learned from that man, he never stopped learning. He learned from everybody. And the brothers, the Afro-American brothers, may God bless their souls. Well, they are advising Nkrumah, listen to them. What I did is share with you because when in the US, where they had no chance. They had no chance to be free as black people. But when Nkrumah, he has got chance to be free when he goes back to the Gold Coast. It's ideas they infuse into his brains, the ideas which they have. Ideas was a man. So when he went there, naturally, you could see that he had a plan. Kwame Nkrumah had a plan before he got on the plane from USA even to Africa. He had a plan. Just going to build a house. He had a plan. So immediately the independence was successful. They say give a date, and we gave a date, and give a name. They gave a name. He chose Ghana. He chose Ghana. Ghana. In those days, there was something like Ghana Empire in the history books. I'm going to choose that name because we were not going to call it.
That name, JB Dankwa suggested that name, Oman.
They were all debating about it. The because your own friend Ashanti land and all the nonsense. But in the end, Ghana Empire resonated with all of them. So Nkrumah chose the name Ghana. There still was a bone of contention. The guys, they disagreed for the sake of opposition. You see, and Nkrumah, he didn't create the name Ghana, but from history, Ghana Empire history, it was an appropriate name to adopt. That's why we adopted it, and thank God, today we call ourselves Ghanaians. Was argument. You can see in the world, if you live like that in the world, you will never succeed. You have billions and billions of money, you will never be happy. As American, be Ghana. Indian who choose Ghana. Independence date for independence, who choose the 6th of March because we signed the bond of 1844 on 6th of March 1844. That makes sense.
So that means that everything that Nkrumah did, most of them, there was history behind it. There was a plan, and as the saying goes, if you fail to plan, you fail to succeed in life.
You fail to succeed. It's true. So the guy was so smart. I believed in his way of life. Where a wise man will go with millions of pounds, Nkrumah will go with his only conviction and nothing in his hand. He will go and win, and the man with the money will lose. Nkrumah, not yes, you see, because when the people told him that he was a veranda boy, that means he was a poor boy, so hurtful.
So that means that those the JB Dankwas were trying to denigrate him. They were trying to let him feel like he's inferior.
No, they were not trying to. They did. The argument was that let us relax and the white man continue to rule us later. until later we talk of independence. Now Nkrumah disagreed. That is what the problem started. But he came from the USA straight away into Gold Coast with that in mind that, listen, people know they have overstayed their visas by 3 years anyway. So he was not prepared to compromise. Honestly, listen, he went there with a purpose, a aim of making sure that we see the white man off. No, big man was no, you won't see about it. Go for question who transport by who know transport by who are you God? There was a problem. When Nkrumah say independence, self-government now. He says self-government now. They say, oh no, see about that, take your time. He said, no, I'm not going to take my time. No way many people kicking out. No conform with CPP, you know. Because Nkrumah was there in 1947. 2 years now, we're provoking a man. He had to leave. Was sacking him for G. Secretary posting him. Oh, Nkrumah said, you are joking. No conform with CPP. Was Sopon and Takwa. Sopon and Takwa. These two places. You know, Kawati and Takwa.
Yes.
So what's Takwa? Takwa and Sopon, Takwa and Sopon, because and then I'm Kofu Bucket over lynching. New plans in between Sopon and Takwa. So until 1949 now, he came out. The CPP was formed. That time Nkrumah with United Gold Coast Convention, no with him.
Around that time, don't know what form a Ghana National College because teachers are Kwame Nkrumah, the market women, the day Africans, the guns, the Sioux ladies.
Yeah, he inspired the formation of
Mr. Kids, lynching and then what could do Ghana under MPP. I want Brun Kofu, Yakoto Abe Nanui, Soja Funa Kofu, Wokum Kofu. Kwame Nkrumah time in them UP tradition, they are violent.
There was a time. There was a time before independence. Nkrumah was supposed to go to Ashanti region. There was a CPP van, a Peugeot, old type of Peugeot, painted red, white, and green CPP colors. So the time I over to Ashanti region, some people laid ambush. So when they saw the CPP car, now what part we shoot, but Nkrumah was not in that car. He had about to win at that time.
Oh, not to that. Not to that. The UP tradition, it's like violence. No,
complete. You see what I mean? That's the point. Was on here. Everything they disagree. Listen, Job 600. You see, do you know Job 600? The state house.
The state, yes.
When Nkrumah was building it, they criticized in the parliament. They disagreed about that. They don't like it. Blah 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 blah. But in the end, Nkrumah succeeded in building it. And over here, OAU conference, the first one in Ghana. I saw all the African heads of state. I saw Haile Selassie. I saw Jomo Kenyatta, Leopold Senghor, Tafawa Balewa, Awolowo. I saw them. They all came to Ghana that time. God knows whether 63 or what. They came. I saw them. All the African heads of state, they came to Ghana for the first time.
Peace League Saka and those days.
Yeah. Well, state household, you find Job 600. That building, they built it day and night until they completed. OAU, Organization for African Unity Conference, to cut along, to roll it forward, MPP criticized that the building of Atwa is a white elephant, it's expensive, blah, 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 blah. MPP, I disagreed in parliament. Hansard will tell you. Everything they everything they went against it. But now, what you Kwame Nkrumah now? Dr. Buzia, election winning through his party, Progress Party. You know what happened? Immediately, there was a scramble for offices by the MPP people. Arab and all that, Ubia could scramble for offices in Job 600. You say you don't because Nkrumah had been overthrown. Now they want to scramble to occupy various offices. You see how the world is? So I've seen the world before. It looks as if I've...
Mr. Kitson, how they are very, very interesting, but they take your time.
Yes.
When Nkrumah was building the Job 600, these people were complaining.
They disagreed. They didn't want it.
They disagreed.
Yes, they disagreed.
The same way Akufo-Addo, ni papa, Emra Kwame Nkrumah or build the Akosombo Dam. Also, the kitty with small population. Why are you building Akosombo Dam?
Why are you building Akosombo? We don't need it. Atomic reactor. Atomic, you can't know atomic. The greatest of all. Atomic reactor. No, what's Sophia? Atomic bomb and all that. And so what? They charge you come to pay atomic bomb with just atomic reactor. Kwabanya area ho atomic there's a place called Atomic.
Atomic Junction. So
because of the atomic in Kwame all people introduce and people who say, oh no, we don't want that atomic bomb and all that. Oh wow. Wow, you see, that man was doing things that God brought that man to the land of Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah. Ideas all papa did too much. She Nkrumah one year she was no krum. Why she was that man
build the atomic reactor. That was then. Oh.
Yeah.
So the Kwame Nkrumah policies in 1957-58. Me share with video be and then people fear wabe one what they now or build no. Me peda me share me share se me hu dem video na nkeja mama etiefuni na emu. One the CC wabe say we build the atomic reactor ni bi o. What they what be what CC the we build the say toilet so say or
it's so funny. Eyima asam what's in there. What happened was that 24th February 66 no
66
Nkrumah. Fair enough. What have you put in place is the question. What did you put in place? We had so many factories. Corn beef factory, we have Gatanga meat factory. We had it there. Even matches.
The vision of Kwame Nkrumah.
Tomato, Paulugu, tomato factory. All these things. Busia came to close them down because Busia was the main man behind the military, government, NLC. Busia no raising funds. You would check Africana, Kotikanum, Kaoma, Kunu. Because coup biara or plan biara Kwame Nkrumah for what you want. The only coup that succeeded was 24th February 1966, today's anniversary. That's the only one that succeeded. Because when the guy was going to Hanoi, that time, not Vietnam and South Vietnam was going to go to war. America and Russia couldn't solve the problem. But these guys, United Nations, were delegated Nkrumah to go and talk peace between North and South Vietnam. That man was a great man. They didn't ask for J.B. Lamka. They didn't ask for Busia. They didn't ask for Obeke Bilamte or Joe Apia. Do you understand? So when the guy was going, they had to refuel at Beijing. Used to call Peking, Chinese capital. In those days, there was no mobile phone. So before in VC-10, Nkrumah's Ghana Airways landed on the soil of China, the coup had taken place. But because there was no mobile phone, Nkrumah would have coup. Don't China, no, sorry, they have overthrown you. You are no longer a head of state of Ghana. Nkrumah was going to negotiate between Ho Chi Minh, North and South Vietnam about a war now work on. America could solve problem. But for this black guy, don't conquer solve problem. Because that man, if he stood on the platform to talk, he was an orator, he would attract listeners, and he spoke the right languages. But Fukwana was trusting. And what was one uncle? They said was whether it was planned or what. Nkrumah this security heavy. So the people were relaxed in Flagstaff Square, Flagstaff House. The security naturally. If the cat is away, the mice jump and play around. So these guys are preferring go pounced on the mice of Flagstaff House at that time. That's why they succeeded in overthrowing Nkrumah. But then some Nkrumah and security apparatus, so nobody can attempt to go to Flagstaff House to stage a coup. That one is on record. But everything is ordained by God. What did they replace with? Rather, Nkrumah business all year, no, destroy. And the news, if you Google, the news is that Mr. Kufuor is saying they will reopen the Commander Sugar Factory. That is a joke. Kwame Nkrumah factory. That is Kwame Nkrumah's factory. Google is Commander Sugar Factory by Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame
Nkrumah,
we're good so many years now. Now you are going to say I'm going to reopen or come on. But that's a bad joke. That factory, Kwame Nkrumah is a factory.
For the purpose of young viewers, permit me to list some of the achievements of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Infancy-man girls, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah no see Ghana National College of Cape Coast, Igwe, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah no see for Repini Secondary School, our Eastern Region, Techiman Secondary School, Winneba Secondary School, Swedro Secondary School, Apam Secondary School, Doma Secondary School, Tema Secondary School, Oda Secondary School, Laboni Secondary School, Kwadasu College of Education, Atemubu Training College, Brekum Training College, Fosu Training College, Enche Training College, 10 University of College of Gold Coast into University of Ghana, University of Cape Coast, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Institute of African Studies, Kwame Nkrumah Institute of Economics of Political Science, Jumaku Secondary School, Kumasi Technical Institute, Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Kolebu a teaching hospital expanded as a capacity by constructing the medical, maternity, surgical, and child health block. He established Ghana Medical School. He made medical care free to all citizens. He established Gihok Pharmaceutical. He built several hospitals, Aboso Glass Factory, Zuarungu Meat Factory, Wenchi Tomato Factory, Kede Match Factory, Akosombo Textiles Limited, Kumasi Shoe Factory, Pualugu Tomato Factory, Suchari Sugar Factory, Commander Sugar Factory. Commander Sugar Factory, Sugar Factory.
You see, they are now rebuilding it today. They think all Ghanaians are stupid. Okay, they may all be stupid except Kitty Olsen. I'm not stupid because I know the truth. Every Ghanaian is stupid except me. Commander Sugar Factory, come on, and then go for this Sugar Factory. From which kind? Which side? Is it from Achim Sugar Factory or what? Commander Sugar Factory. You see?
Wow.
That's what. Why did I all seen before? We cannot reinvent the wheel. That's what they're attempting to do. But the point of argument is that when you remove Nkrumah, what did you put in place? In fact, all there say if you got a wife or a girlfriend and she's no good, leave her and go and get a better one. But if you leave her and go round and come to the same one, you haven't tried. Do you understand? You remove Nkrumah. I just want Ghana to succeed. Do better than Nkrumah. Nobody can do better than Nkrumah. That's why I said, since Nkrumah went away, well, there have been about 13 heads of state. All of them put together, they do not match the records of Nkrumah. Anyway, before Nkrumah left, we had train. Dr. Ram, you did our train. Forget about UK.
Now those days no before Obuasi na Dunkwa Oba Takwa na de watch.
Not sure when you away. You see what I mean? You see, and there's no train services in Ghana, which is not good because in 1956, Kwame Nkrumah added some kilometers to Achiasi Kotoku railway line because the English government gave us a triangular railways from Kumasi to Takoradi to Accra, triangle. Kwame Nkrumah pet not the Achiasi Kotoku railway, so a few kilometers come. Since then, nobody has done anything. Look at the whole 3 regions in upper west, upper east, somebody training you. Kofodua, and Lomi, training you, half a sing, training you, Sinyani training you. Wow, what's going on? We should have been able to do that. That's why Nkrumah said we can run our own affairs. But it's not right. When you know about Obiatina Accra, in Krasufina, if you win parliament, often a seat in parliament, they become Ghana citizens. When you know because one village is one like what background over there were nice. But why can't you make another region nice? Why? You can't make it nice. And Kwame Nkrumah didn't have a private house. His house was Flagstaff House, which is now a Jubilee House. Kwame Nkrumah has no private house. The only private houses he had is Yaniba Estate in Osu, Laboni. Nemamilifia or your council flat. We're redesigning into accommodation because the mother was Madam Yanaba of blessed memory, was a blind woman. And she were extending them council flattened so that some women can look after Nkrumah's mother. That is Nkrumah's own private house in the whole of Ghana. Private house. He never had a private car. And so when you could official state card or use now, when you could come, Nkrumah had no private. Some young Nkrumah Yaba Nkrumah, when you if you be a Jamachi, let's say a champ and another Rollins, no what's the way see then be Kakebiama, a Fataya and Nkrumah and number no academy. Well, sad people. How many people in Ghana today, MPP government or NDC government, how many MPs haven't got posh houses in Accra? Kwame Nkrumah had none. He had none.
Mr. Kids.
Yes.
Because of what time in TAD, my young sum up near wrap up. Are you happy with this MPP government?
No, sir, I'm not happy with them.
Why?
Why? Because all the good things put into place by the old Nkrumah, what about destroying? After that, they never replaced with anything. For NDC, with special respect, I don't count them as a genuine or valid political party in Ghana. The main political parties in Ghana are CPP and UP. CPP and MPP. Seriously. Because what the CPP was prescribed by Buzia's decrees through National Liberation Council. We want our own way quietly. So when Rollins came and he formed NDC, CPP before when you maybe have one no joining. They were just as a matter of course, because genuine, they were not genuine members of the government, followers of Rollins. They had nowhere to go. CPP.
EA Mahama, the papa, John Dramani Mahama, the papa EA Mahama, no CPP, and they never know those days they believed in the CPP ideology. In the NDC, we don't want to join MPP, but let us just join NDC.
NDC was the only last resort thing because that Rollins happened. But unfortunately, Rollins, one thing I think he failed to do, he should have gone to revive CPP. And you'll be blessed. Because NDC, why all these big guys, they're all CPP people. We are not stupid. CPP, but CPP will never join a NPP. In Ghana was just MPP and CPP. They're able to Nkrumah. You want to kill the CPP and replace it with NDC. Into the NDC, we won't quit you. Until we come back together, revive CPP and put it there. It will be top. NPP, the only respect I give to them is that they are still NPP. And what about CPP? We are disintegrated. And my prayer is that we must come together within the next few years. CPP must come. And Nkrumah is saying, let's get back together. And so please do a campaign for us. We want to get back together to revive the CPP, where we can call it any name. Mamba Party, Progressive People's Party, we all came from CPP. UG CPP, they came from CPP. All the small parties, all the independent men, they are all CPP.
Mr. Kate, Ebekaya, Yeah, GN Radio, if you remember, and if you will recall, I said there in 2019, the Ghana was broke. A lot of people had issues with me. A lot of people had problems with me.
Yeah,
Today,
I remember.
I remember.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
that was a valid declaration.
yes,
We are broke.
yes.
We are broke.
And today, hearing the finance minister coming to confirm what I've been saying, I was saying since 2019 that Ghana is broke. How do you feel?
I feel too bad. Do you understand? You see, but I'm not disappointed. But apparently, NPP had nothing for us. Buzia, this man by I think 110 ministers, no one by.
Yeah, more than.
Kwame Nkrumah had less than even 50. And Ghana was okay. 9 years in Juma Pierre Kwame Nkrumah go. Why this one now? In Sawam Canary, meaning all these factories. Everything is destroyed. Even matches describing Ghana.
And the teacher food about there. Chalk or the back or the by child there is no chalk.
There's no chalk.
And school materials.
Yeah. And we are observing all on the NPP. I'm very sad. The Ghana, we are wasting time out there. Look at the SUVs, cars, our papa we used to Ghana. You see all the roads in all Ghana, main roads in it's so true. Come build it motorway. How many motorways have all these
Hold on. Conversation why there. Remember there, Mr. John Sterling or Ahmanido. Also, Pada joining. Mr. John Sterling. Before I'm send a link into a day. Now click Mr. John Sterling. The link is on a chat name, a comment section. Click on it, and then I will accept you here. And then you can also join the conversation. Mr. Kate,
yeah, that's the motorway I'm making. In Nkrumah, I want to see some in Kumasi, in Tamale, in Bogatanga, half a sning. I want to have a sning recently. From Accra, we drove 9 hours. Why? Including your motorway straight and not even a railway services. A Kufuor said he introduced his manifesto Takoradi to Paga railway line. Okay, they have not done it. And it will be great news. Takoradi to Paga from south to the top north. But they haven't done it because they think all Ghanaians are stupid. But not all of us are stupid, unfortunately. They don't do it, so God knows what they are doing. We are finance minister today offended.
Ghana is broke.
Ghana is broke. Hey, never Papa crowd today. Never Jones. I took a few. Small boy below Fitakwa or change Buzia or University of Ghana. That was 1972. A friend Hatchford, he was a political science student. Takwa boy. Or Challenge Dr. Professor Buzia or University campus. Now you said Nkrumah was running around in limousine. Why are you also sitting in limousine? Why are you not in Oxford Mini Minor? That time, finance minister and Papa called God knows Dr. Jones Ufuriata.
Yes.
Or challenging Hatch for small boy, or challenging why you address the prime minister like that. That bloody hell. Bloody hell, that's what I thought, man. What are you talking about? That's a top ready boy, no challenge you are if you will fool. Just because you are following Professor Buzia. There's a finance minister and Papa. Finance minister and Papa. A small boy from Takwadi will take you Buzia on. I thought they were going to execute him. They couldn't. If you look at a Bohachpura, you can't touch him. He was a political science student. Or China straight away. Why are you not riding in a mini minor? You are in an SUV type. Then we have a brag that Kwame Nkrumah was extravagant. Why? He was a head of state using the car that Buzia did. So what you Nkrumah? Buzia also you see the same vehicle that Kwame Nkrumah using.
Hold on. Now I'm from Mr. John Sterling now. Mr. John, welcome to Dr. Rennie show. In common eye there. In common eye, you're more about Mr. John.
Yeah, Dr. Ren.
Now for me.
Nyamina do mo aso there.
Nyamina do mo.
Let me check it.
Good evening, John.
Nyamina do marakwa. Enyubi metaha ewuma musina metsena ha. I refuse na me na mkohuni ona benshada ewo ashe suit. Aba yi na muso metaha. But then asama worka no ewa. Oya asama ode yeka. Osande aba kwasam. History directs us in the future. Abakwasam no me na kwankyerɛ ɛwɔ yɛn daakye. Osane yitu anamɔn bia yɛn mpanyinfo aka nsɛm bi a ɔma damadi wɔse sɛ amonyan kɔ etwa kwan na ɛwɔ endu hɔ. Nti itil kwer mpam
Mr. Sterling, let the masam no why there. Amonyan kɔ ntwa nkono a awusi ntwadu. Let you know kwan.
Oye kwan ayi na yɛtwa. Onye nipa kuru na otwa. Obia atwa bi. Itwa koduru beebi a na obi so wahaba so odo. Ama yakwana ye koduru idu wono. Nti sɛ wo wankote adwenne botum atwe koduru du a eboa. And that is why I'm making the it's a mpam. You don't pay for what's on what junior son or what it among Cascasina, what their book. Now, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, your history, it been more pedo wobble. And in fact, say, yeah, Ghana, Sama Kwame Nkrumah or a latter day saint. You won't crawl for bay and son, Kwame Nkrumah, what bomb modern. Papa, what queen? Kwaji Agri.
Yes, so Kwaji Agri, the first PhD holder, Ghana ever had.
On America channel. And yeah, what's it? See, you take bomb mofonoma on our canasama. Abuano nyakwanon canasamo.
The Agri of Africa.
On America channel. Yatsa homa abrofo. Masa iyi man fan ya man ya da benyim kokko nti maka abrofo no che da me yeyo. So da maka sam me ya Ghana nyimapa. Wom wosimpa. Me fi edna. Meda musu da ya wo fante. Munsu da wo brofo. Nti me ya Ghana nyi. So biara obohwem no odum kala be de eyino weti.
No.
Ghana your history. And Kwame Nkrumah nyi obia obeba manifesti there the black man can make his own life. And look, the Western world will not allow us to become independent, not in any way. And say, yan, sana one yan, na yenhu, sedam Kwame Nkrumah that the independence of Ghana is meaningless until the total liberation of Africa. Say, yan, shana the madan wamba, yana kan kono, oyedzen. But, nkakaka, obisi diwufia sam yewufia ye amachina enyo obi rekasa wetum na watase. And that is what them anti-Ghana free them na American worker the Kwame Nkrumah obadono no di yanisika no di ye binum ho kro ye into obohen kaw no kwekesi ba. But the ultimate of Kwame Nkrumah's ideology was to bring Africa together. Create a one uniform like what we have in the European Union. Kwame Nkrumah Kadamasemi and the European Union working there, they are going to come together. Before the European Union came, or they thought about it, Kwame Nkrumah had thought about an African Union, a United States of Africa. Why are we not celebrating 24th February? Why are we not celebrating that?
Because
They
NPP is
celebrate
guilty.
4th June and 31st
NPP is
December. Why? Nina, your history wagana bia.
Yeah.
All the years can some Mangrofu Asamo see on the 24th February 1966. Nusun Sondo ni yewomi. Emi Oya some pedamaka about Ghana baby me ye dra. Kwame Nkrumah no know, you know, the Kotoka Wotu no, it was first experience. But subsequently, ye mistake ye one. Ye mistake ye nsuadi woma. Yet na homa Americans, what be dada yen me ye to Kwame Nkrumah. Americans. Meanwhile in UK, na when one no wa fahena wakada yenda yen one ni ada yen baby me ye what peda wadi fibiano wa dafa. Na America so what be bosoto. Utu Kwame Nkrumah, to Lumumba. And when Congo, Brazzaville, Americans. And says yeah, Morocco do Ghana. America for Taichi. Yen airport waji wafo. Macdan, or your face keke. Our airport belongs to the Americans.
Wow.
Is it? No. Or yet to yen advantage another, or yet to their advantage.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Near the says yeah, the answer me that China for Chinese. For me, I think the Chinese are better than Americans. Because Chinese, you know, say you want to know kwara when you be in pepepe because why don't know war here. Until say one kasa ebejina one na academic the bomo there, they will take it. But the Americans, you know, no new Western world. No, Kate, when you go to the London Stock Exchange, when you go to the London Stock Exchange, gold, cocoa, diamonds, one of them no stock exchange. Is it an African country?
Almost none.
Ghana we are the second producer of cocoa in Ghana, but that's called London Stock Exchange. We are not there when it comes to cocoa business. Echo Ghana Stock Exchange. We are not there for gold business. And when Narano, they are UK registered companies. And when we go on our deal in gold, cocoa, diamonds, and all of those things.
Both sides, yeah.
And you're not paying for what's in her just for air-conditioned cars, and you know the ability to travel when they want to travel. Where you're at no work hospital or abrochi, or the one number kugu abrochi no work school. Dr. Ren, yeah, you want some con. Wagana ha yenim bebun na mepede makasa chewan. Yenim bebun. I am Mata Morgan, E-Levy. Akufo-Addo also our employee in Crawford Ward NAPCO. And we have so many taxes in this system. We have so many leakages. But America here can genuine tax collectioner. NPP for what say there are potentially 18 million people who have to pay tax. There is only 2.4 no pay tax.
Absolutely, yeah.
Until 100,000 NAPCO free. Yenyaden ne yedumo GRA. The one can educate the general populace about income tax payment and the benefit of income tax payment. Dr. Ren, we sent them to chase those people that are willing to pay tax and then giving them penalties. People that are willing and ready to pay tax. Yen discretion in the tax, was to make it difficult for them instead of educating them to understand what it means to pay tax. And that is what they are doing with e-levy. There are 18 million potential taxpayers with only 2.4 paying. Dr. Ren, according to SNIT, they have only 1.7 contributors. Abana SNIT form. Abana jiskani na sanka 18 million. Wochia SNIT contribution na aban or yenadi ya ankodo kwa bruchi no kwa bobosa. SNIT could SNIT but we loan aban busebia or biara. It's now what's the obesity? The low hanging fruits. The low hanging fruits. Because all your loan now when you're cheer no more was on pedeshe. Dr. Ren, we need to really expand our tax base. But it is not the e-levy. That discretion now, GRA war, it has to be, configured. Emma, why you're there, educating the masses on the reasons to pay tax. Dr. Renman, to ask them no.
Yes, National Commission for Civic Education for no. Where do you mind the OMO?
But Dr. Ren, I mean, America.
National Commission for Civic Education for Nagasampuna. They need to also educate the Ghanaian on such important matters bordering our society. No, they are not also doing their job.
But Dr. Ren, NCCE about resources in the war. In my constituency, KE, I contested the 2016 elections and I contested the 2020 elections. The NCCE comes to us, the parliamentarians, to fund their activities.
Whoa.
That's whoa.
Now President on him the massami now offer him $14,000 an hour now.
Dr. Ren, or you have a personal experience in America, Joe. I
believe that because you contested for on 2016
yes.
2016 important can we need the
we had to give the NCCE money to be able to conduct one educational year and work on one symposium, the forums. We the candidates had to sponsor, and so second NCCE, we don't have any like that too. The government doesn't care.
Wow.
Now, look at Ministry of Communication. What is Ministry of Communication supposed to do? Say Erica NCCE.
Information
the
support.
Ministry of Communication is supposed to tell us and take questions from us to the government. But Honorable Kojong, our friend, and Kwame Nkrumah, he talks about the government and what the government is doing. Does he take the Asama Yerkan off and on the car? You have to monitor. You have to monitor the communication ministry upon Nkrumah when statements are what's about.
Yeah.
It is neither here nor there. Dr. Ren, Ghana, I don't know, Mati, what's he, what friend then, Oliver Abadabadi, Waka, who assembly, and he says, Yara, no, he's in remand.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dr. Ren, what's it, Bibi and Kakam Papa, and Kam Papa, one year credit. If you live in a glass house,
you don't
throw stones.
Don't throw stones.
Don't throw stones. We are creating an environment. It's a democracy. US. Every right-thinking person is trying to rope Trump into a conspiracy because of Nensama Okakain.
Yeah.
And this is what we are doing in Ghana. We are creating an environment among Profu Wakasa out of frustration.
Yeah.
We have created, and yet we are creating, we have created an environment among Profu Wakasa out of frustration. And when people talk out of frustration, they talk about any and everything.
Very true.
On hindsight, it is different. But in the moment, out of frustration, they make statements because of the environment. Because of the environment. I don't want a coup. I don't want a coup. Dr. Ren, 66 coup. I was a little kid. I saw it in Elmina. Instead of the bomb Crawford, I saw it. Well, friend, then Buzia no more one time coup osi na Liman coup osi no Liman then Muhuni. Friend in 79. Then I saw 81. I lived it. 79 and 81. I don't want to live it again. I don't want to live it again. But I must be honest with myself. We are creating we have created an environment. That is what we should be careful of. Because when people begin to complain, especially about food, shelter, we have a problem. When people start complaining about food, clothing, and shelter, and predominantly that is what we are hearing about in Ghana.
Now since you put the report, Mr. Kind there, white beans in when you market beam, because he say white beans was he say yellow corn as he say or introduce most of the markets. She said it is even hard for even the market women to even get their goods and services.
Oh, says yeah, the Inyamanu Biden, so I Yakasan Tama, Anka Mundokuna Medini, we agree with the show. Dokun 2 cities, when say awesome. Dokun 2 cities, two cities, men say awesome.
But what happened? Mr. Sterling, what happened? They had the man. What happened?
Well, I don't know. It was an illusion. And some of the work that talk is cheap. You see, we've had, this NPP government is a government of slogans. Okay? Because we've spoken about planting for food and jobs, which is a very good idea. One village, one dam. A very good idea. One district, one factory. Very good idea. Dam inyame basing. And Kobotumwa propel Ghana into a different dimension. our friend then I champ on if operation feed yourself kakampa one fa input biara but the obiara on any obiara on backyard garden. Although we had food in abundance.
Yeah.
And in this case, the government says that they have put so much into seeds, into pesticides,
Fertilizer.
into everything. And what do we see? Dr. Ren, one district, one factory. So, Emini president. And Gagani, our factories, you. Because we have banking institutions who are gonna have so much laxity to make so much money. Barclays Bank, Stanbic, our friend and JP Morgan Chase.
Those foreign banks.
They are making money. One district, one factory. I am the sovereign government. I will provide a guarantee for every project. Barclays Bank, you have to support. Stanbic, you have to support. I'm given a sovereign guarantee. Dr. Ren, one district, one factory, Ghana form for proposals, Papa Biambe. Yaduma India for, Yaduma Chinese for, because they are coming with their own money. And then they are employing 100 people, they are employing 200 people, and we think we are creating employment. All the profits are repatriated. Whilst you're Ghana, in a waste factory now, and a banana one waste factory now, and Fasuni na only Ghana.
Oh, Ghana.
Obotumwa expand na foreigner no.
Oh, true.
And in fact, we all know foreigners the way I would treat in Ghana labor force. About slave labor. And we have a president and a government who thinks that.
Yeah.
But kid in America,
absolutely, it is a slave labor.
It is a slave labor.
Yeah, they taught us in universities and colleges that if a foreign company is going to set up in a developing country, what are the things they do? They've taught all of us, from Legon to Austin University to all the university. They teach us the same thing. But when our people go into parliament or in government, we tend to practice different things. Oh no, Mr. Stern, what's American? Now you know,
yeah, and see, until and unless we begin to look at our indigenous people, indigenous entrepreneurs, I mean it abounds. We've had indigenous entrepreneurs at Sabiwara Wanko School. Rollins Bay, or say we now when Ejuma.
True.
Rollins Bay, or say we now when Ejuma.
Watch my dress, Dako Farms.
Masa. And that is one government for me, besides NPP. No, you won't do it. You know? And so, Yenembe Buna says, ya Yerkun Yadam one. I mean, Mutsunahoya Makamasa Masi, and Yanumi Yabo, Yanum Bebu Nabur. And Yanda Nankode Yasarni Yakasa. We should have been talking about the Minyame a long time ago. But Yachan Moacher, and see Yabo Yanimbebu Nabur. It's a Mercedes Payanimbebu Chow. That man wants once in a hot. No one yin one may a me, no academic wants to wabo Nimbebun aber. One sir. Nayan support one. Dr. Rand says, I remember him Morgan, my pension home.
No choir.
Morgan, my pension home. The Hinimbebu no say. Banana war bobo bra. I mean, my crado, papa there. mebedechi na ma support ekon biara motu ma support man sacher na mpuntu wa bagana na se yenim bebu no wansor na wantase de yen daache no oye hwana ehenum ye ntumi anya hwe oye mbebu no wana asadze emi majatum de yen ya bombebu na abor osande ya nyemo de yeye abrank ode yeye Sanga Rollins or started or chien wefi accountability and Sanka ye sorry ni ye kasaya anka ye nyi baby ma ye we ba yankasa and says ya the member no na ye wo mi a order yenim bebu no wo hu de one dachi yeah MPP abani wa abobu so wo even 100-year heritage bond what
Yes.
and says ya e-levy says ya yenya 6.9 so what would about 1.5 Ochede you been less than 5 billion.
Yeah.
What bad then? Mitse he mamuhunye there. What baka boom? No, I kaja another bond 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. No, the abasha yankwan. So them American no, I mean more pension. Waka mimbi kumebi in a mefim na muko. Na yenim bebu na ya bobusa 100 years, 40 years in advance no. Wabaya that. One sir.
Yo.
One sir. So them a PPP yakano. One sir.
Oh, sir. Awake.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
One sir. Na yandan Ghana. Magana. Onfa ne tampa. Numfra.
No from fra. Crying.
Dr. Ren. Madasi na kunja da mama makasa.
Mam some pa. That is Mr.
Nice to
John
see you,
Sterling.
John. Nice to see you.
KEAA. Me say. Wompo 2024. Yare baby him. Give up. Give up.
You give up. You give up.
You give up. Me say 2024. Me ban my be campaign be seriously. Oh
yeah, what here?
When you face the country full of freedom fighters for Yare Bakrom only about a campaign.
Well, let me move. Time be a pedo from here, Kasibia, Bakasa.
Yo, uncle. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Kit, Pocho.
Hello.
Last words, not Minja, because my fault time.
We want to see better things in Ghana. Now, the way in Yabarukon, I think I will also blame the opposition party.
Yeah.
Opposition, if it doesn't make enough noise, the MPP will get away with everything they are doing, which is also unfair.
Very true.
Right now, an MPP's problems will create, it's very worrying, disturbing there. We don't know where we are going as a country. Look at Canada, Japan. Now, I just suffer reports, and I don't even know to believe or accept it or deny it. Say if it is true, Paza. Our government, has failed us. The government has failed us. I didn't expect them to be doing that. This is the anniversary of Nkrumah's overthrow. Look at the news that is coming from NPP camp. It's very disturbing. Very disturbing. We're talking of e-levy and all that. At the moment, we pay so many taxes in Ghana in the first place. Then additional e-levy. E-levy, without it, can Ghana not go forward? No, loans are government, why can they not account to us? So, Domalovo, we was the Auditor General, where's the firm? Mr. Martin Amidou, Special Prosecutor, where's the firm? So, there is no accountability anywhere. It's a hard embassy.
Joe.
The Egyptian government. So I thank you so much for this wonderful interview.
Thank you, as always. Thanks so much.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's Mr. Kit Yosin, chairperson for PPP. Listen, the conversation has been very, very fantastic. You came here, you supported, you shared, the video, you liked, you comment. Honestly, we're going to do more of these interactions, so that at least we'll educate our Ghanaian. And Penfona Kasa, we should awake. We should ensure we will speak truth to power. We should not be timid. And after the overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah, what has changed? What has changed? From life, Bob Rani. That is why the Bible says that the wise man will leave inheritance for his children to inherit. What are we leaving for our children? If we don't speak out today, there will be nothing left for our children to inherit. I leave you with peace from God and from our ancestors. I will see you again. God willing, tomorrow, Dr. Red, same time, I'll be here with you. Assalamu alaikum. Yasalao. Medamunya amase.
At long last, the battle has ended.
Episode again. Very good bad boy.
Ghana, your beloved country is free forever.
Plenty questions, no answer. How come we dey sell the contracts? Biggie lifestyle, small paper. You make it celebrate, they shuffle for counter. We get eyes but can't see. Bribery and corruption. Our leaders he take it but don't give. So make a ask, Nkrumah, where you there? No be you talk say my beloved country is free forever, but still we dey suffer. Nkrumah, where you there? You know be you talk say my beloved country is free forever, but your people still dey suffer. Wahala dey, where the money go dey. Wahala dey, where the money go dey. Monday morning, Monday suffer, just to eat some bread and butter. Things they spoil, we know they bother. You they use $4 million just for soccer. Cause big man go taking car. This kind of things I know they bad. Them say that you're free, tell it be like the watchman for colonels. We again before we wise up. Welcome to Ghana. When you see TV by force, say you for Roger. The church it and the business center. Sell a sticker to protect me by the preacher get the bouncer. So make her ask, where them day? Our missing children, where them day? The takra they guess you, where them day? Me, I'm not afraid to say, Nkrumah, where you day? No be you talk say my beloved country is free forever, but still we dey suffer. Nkrumah, where you day? You know be you talk say my beloved country is free forever, but your people still dey suffer. Wahala dey, where the money go dey. Wahala dey, where the money go dey. Problems after problem, too many talent, but tell me who go support them. You promise my people 1 district, 153, but we never see them. Plenty million branding bags, but in the hospital you treat people like trash. ECG or PDS, tell me who I go pay money to before I get to life. The chop city by leaders are paid in dollar. Duty so high, goods they rot for the border. Musicians know they getting royalty, they give you money for creative industry, but still we they suffer. Go come and go kill Ghana man, oh. You come to the ghetto, come brag, oh. The youth are tired with the lies and the fake promises, so Nkrumah, where you there? No be you talk, say your beloved country is free forever. The people just they cry out, Nkrumah, where you there? No be you talk, say my beloved country is free forever. Your people just is so Nkrumah, where you there? Love you talk, say my beloved country is free forever. While I day, Nkrumah, where you there? Love you talk, say my beloved country is free forever. While I day, where the money go, day. Fuck up, at work. And big up every media and journalist working hard to uncover the rots in this country. God bless Ghana.